Hi all, this is Once and Future Gamer, and welcome to another Pokemon challenge. Last week, we faced off with Pokemon Emerald using just a single Growlithe, and that was, hands down, horrific, especially the last quarter of the game. This week, we're staying in Gem 3 and seeing if we have an easier time of it, as we ask the question of whether or not I can beat Pokemon Fire Red with just a single Makuhita. Here's a fun fact about Makuhita for you. It has the lowest base defense, special attack, special defense, and speed stats of any fighting type Pokemon that came before or after it. 237 altogether, which is the same as Bunnelby. 72 in HP is pretty good. 60 in attack is okay. Given that the rest of the stats range from 20 to 30, this is going to be tricky though. We could have either the Guts or the Thick Fat ability, but I'm hoping for the former. Mind you, I was hoping to do a Guts Flame Orb Facade combination, but alas, I'm a gen too early for that. The Flame Orb wasn't brought in until Gen 4. We're weak to Flying and Psychic, we resist Rock, Bug and Dark. Via level up, we don't get many moves that are useful. Arm Thrust might be okay for the early game. I can't help but feel, as much as we're not going to get much out of it, Knockoff might be something I have to use for Ghost types. Can I get some use out of Belly Drum? Potentially. Vital Throw might be useful for the accuracy, and it's not like we're going to outspeed much anyway. Is it going to be better than Brick Break? Debatable. Of the TM moves that we can learn, there's not a lot of coverage. Earthquake, Return, Brick Break all take advantage of our attack. Rock 2 will be useful early, I guess, until I can replace it with Rock Slide. We do learn Surf, but with a base special attack of 20, that move will probably hit with the full force of a particularly violent urination, so probably not useful. How do I think this challenge is going to go? I truly don't know. Brock shouldn't be a problem. Misty, on the other hand, I can see sweeping us several times. Sabrina will probably be full on torture. Agatha and Lance will probably not be easy. I think we'll struggle to damage Agatha, and Lance will probably wreak havoc on us, especially his Aerodactyl, because I doubt we're outspeeding that thing even at level 100. And as for the rival, well, that's something I'm not even going to discuss, because I think he's going to quite comfortably beat us if we're even close to being an even level. I'm writing the script as I go through. If you do enjoy what you see here, then don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Now, using the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, I replaced Squirtle with Makuhita, which will give the rival Bulbasaur. I know what you're thinking. Surely Charizard would be the hardest for us to fight. I nickname our Makuhita Punch Bag, Neutral Nature in Hardy, and the Guts ability, and then we fight the rival. Now, yes, you're right, Charizard will deal super effective damage. But, if I give him Venusaur, then not only does he resist our stab attack, but he also has Arcanine and Gyarados, which both have Intimidate, weakening us for the rest of the fight. Thanks to Focus Energy, we beat Bulbasaur pretty quickly. EV training comes immediately next. I head to Route 22 and grind on Mankeys. Not physically, that seems like a good way to end up on some sort of register as well as in a hospital. I grind up on Mankeys until level 14 and then make a try on the rival fight there. Focus Energy doesn't pay dividends here, but I do use Vital Throw a lot. One hitting Pidgey with the move thanks to its sand attacking us. Bulbasaur tackles us a bunch of times. We hit two fairly ineffective Vital Throws and a tackle to take it out. Do I want to do some more EV grinding before Brock? I don't think I'll need it for him, but for what comes next, yeah, I want to maximise our attack. I don't know how close I get to that, but I'm level 19 by the time I toddle into Pewter City and head for the gym. Brock, I can't see being a problem. Geodude goes down to a single round of Arm Thrust, but Onix does outspeed us and deal with Arm Thrust. Well, not easily, but it survives it. When it comes for the next round, I call for Vital Throw. Punch Bag gets hit with Tackle for the second time and then slams Onix into the ground with a crit Vital Throw. I think the crit was probably unnecessary there. Anyway, we do a bit of traversing of Mount Moon to get to Cerulean City. On the way there, do you really want to know what fossil I took? On the way down, I take the chance to teach Punch Bag Mega Punch for now. I might need it for Misty. As annoying as her Starmie is, I reckon one crit Mega Punch would knock it down hard. I replace Arm Thrust with the move. I get to Cerulean and figure I'll try Misty immediately, just to get an idea of where we're at. At level 26, a crit Mega Punch is not enough to one-hit a Starmie. I discover that very quickly. It's faster than us, so we're doomed from the start, and those Water Pulse attacks really hurt. Let's maybe try the rival instead. We do have more luck versus Rod. Pidgeotto gets a Sand Attack and a Gust off, which are a problem in theory, but I focus energy on the first turn and hit a Vital Throw on the second, which slams that bird right out. Abra comes out, we miss Mega Punch on a few times, but it can't attack us. Rattata, we take out with Vital Throw before Bulbasaur comes out and puts us to sleep. It does land a few Vine Whips, but nothing major before Punch Bag finally wakes up after a few turns and then immediately one hits Bulbasaur with a crit Mega Punch. Whew! After doing Route 24 on the road to Bill, I make another try on Misty at level 30 to see if that level boost makes a difference. Thanks to getting confused off Staryu's Water Pulse, this effort ends in failure as we don't even land a hit on Starmie. Punchbag takes his own fist square to the face and then is essentially drowned by a starfish. This crazy game. Let's head to Vermilion then. I learn a few new moves, Brick Break replacing Vital Throw, which will be our go-to stab move, and I decide to replace Mega Punch with Secret Power. I also do a few SSN trainers in at the east of Vermilion to get to level 35 before coming back to face Misty. We knock Staryu out with a single Brick Break, and when Starmie comes out, I call for a Rock Tomb to see if we can trump its speed advantage. No such luck, and with just 2 Water Pulsers, this Pokemon, 14 levels lower than us, probably wipes out 2/3 of our health. Fortunately, we finish it on the next turn with Secret Power, but that is worrying for the rest of the game. In fact, if we look at our stats, one can see exactly why special attacks are messing us up so much. Oh well, it is a challenge after all. I need the Cut HM to get into the Vermilion Gym, and so I go back to the SSN and fight my way around to take on the rival once again. Would you believe I lost here? A 17 level advantage over his frigging starter too. Pidgeotto does land Sand Attack, but we take it out with Brick Break. Kadabra disables Brick Break, but we went for Secret Power, which does take it out. Raticate goes down to Secret Power before Ivysaur comes out last. We strike first, and Secret Power misses before it puts us to sleep and lashes us with Vine Whip attacks and a Leech Seed. He gets 2 crit Vine Whips in this fight. When we wake up, Secret Power misses again, though a third one lands, and it's just not enough to take it out. One advantage of this fight was that we did learn Belly Drum, so I might utilise that ahead of Focus Energy, particularly when I get my hand on the leftovers. Round 2 versus the rival, I figure I can't be that unlucky again with Ivysaur. And spoiler alert, I'm not. We strike first versus Pidgeotto and so don't get Sand Attacked. Kadabra and Raticate go down in the same fashion and we hit Ivysaur twice with Secret Power, though thankfully it does miss Sleep Powder. Next main fight is Electric Gym Leader Lieutenant Surge. Now this fight is incredibly annoying and I will explain why in a second. Voltorb goes down to Brick Break. Pikachu also goes down to Brick Break. 2 down and easy streets, right? Enter Raichu, and as he spams 4 double teams, Brick Break misses on each occasion, until Punchbag finally lands a blow and folds it in half like a lightning motif branded lawn chair. That gives us the 3rd badge, and I'm immensely pleased that the fight didn't turn out to be worse than it could have been. Let's move on. We've got Rock Tunnel to traverse next, where I use the Move Tutor to teach Punchbag Rock Slide, and I also teach him Return before another fight with the rival in Pokemon Tower. This one is pretty easy actually. It is usually, mind you. Pidgeotto goes down to Rock Slide. Kadabra lands Disable and then we knock it out with Return. Gyarados is next and we go for Belly Drum to shrug off the Intimidate and then some. It soon lands Thrash but we survive and hit Return to knock it out before Growlithe comes out and knocks our attack down to +5 rather than +6. Do you think it saves it from Return? Nope. Last is Ivysaur and it gets mullered by Return. In Celadon City, it's the choice between Giovanni and Erica. Either or will do me, so I decide to go after Don Gio first. We soon sweep through his team because Punchbag has something rather important going for him here. All of Giovanni's Pokemon are weak to the fighting type, and thus a flurry of Brick Break attacks sweep through to shatter his team. Onix, Rhyhorn and Kangaskhan all go down to Punchbag's Fury, which sounds like a skill for a particularly bad RPG. While I'm in Celadon, I decide to go make a try on Erica. Fighting through the gym, I get to her, and this one is simple until we get to Vileplume, believe it or not. Even with a 20 level advantage, Vileplume causes a bit of irritation. Victory Bell goes down to a crit Return before Tangela comes out and goes down to the exact same move. When the aforementioned Vileplume comes out, it survives Return and then paralyses Punchbag. She heals it and lands a Giga Drain, but when we finally move, our Guts ability kicks in and we knock it out with a second Return. I fight my way through Pokemon Tower and then decide to go to Sylph. I don't know how we'll do in the Poison Gym right now, so I'm going to go get some levels off Team Rocket. While I'm in there, I have a rival fight just to see how we match up at this time. I got my hands on the leftovers so I can mitigate some belly drum damage if I want to go down that route. We have got a decent level advantage, but he's got a lot better Pokemon. We nearly get away with it. Pidgeot clocks us with Wing Attack doing big damage, but we take it out with Rock Slide. Alakazam launches Future Sight, but we KO it with Return. Gyarados we 2-hit with Rock Slide, getting a fortunate flinch. Growlithe, we can't quite one-hit it, and it burns us with Flame Wheel before we take it out. When it comes to Venusaur, we are weak, but I wonder if a Guts-powered Return will be enough to take it out, even after we've been intimidated twice. We never find out though, as Venusaur outspeeds and lands Razor Leaf to finish us off. Guess we'll come back later. It's down to Future City then. I figure after doing the Safari Zone stuff, I might as well try Koga and see if we can get a win here. I'm not too worried about getting poisoned, but I do want to power up before his Muk starts spamming Minimise if I do. The fight starts and I go for Belly Drum before immediately getting poisoned by coughing number 1's Sludge. We take it out with Return. Poison damage actually does more than our leftovers heal, which is worrying. Muk goes down to Return. Coughing number 2 goes down to Return. And last, Wheezing goes down to Return. We finish the fight on 19 HP. I'm not sure that's a viable long-term strategy, but it did the job here, I guess. I go back to Sylph and try the rival again at level 63. We might have that bit more of an advantage now, or at least I hope we will. Once again, we lose as we go down to Venusaur, despite being in better condition. Still, we don't land a hit on it, a crit Razor Leaf taking down Punch Bag. I make another try just after to see if we can get any sort of better fortune. Razor Leaf hitting and critting was pretty unfortunate, so maybe again. This time, Venusaur puts Punch Bag to sleep and 2 hits him with Razor Leaf. So, not good then. I think I'll go hit Cinnabar instead for the time being and come back later. This bodes pretty well for the 2 rival fights that are after this. On Cinnabar Island, I go fight Blaine. I might mirror my tactic I did versus Koga and hope for the best, since we're going to get intimidated twice and I need to mitigate it. It goes badly because we're not faster than either Ponyta or Rapidash. With our health cutting too, we get tagged by 2 Fire Blasts, and it could easily have been 3 because Growlithe missed one too. Ponyta and Rapidash are pretty poor special attackers, but clearly it doesn't make a difference when it comes to a special defence like ours. I go back to Sylph and try the rival again. This time, I have a better plan. Well, 12% of a plan anyway. It fails thanks to Rock Slide, missing versus Pidgeot, meaning we take 2 wing attacks. I Belly Drum versus Alakazam so that we're strong going into the Gyarados, Growlithe and Venusaur, but we've only got minimal health left going into Venusaur, and once again it outspeeds to knock Punch Bag out with Razor Leaf. We're nearly 30 levels higher, I will add. I make another try on the rival at level 70. Again, Venusaur uses Sleep Powder, and it hits for like the 3rd time in a row, then 2 hits us with Razor Leaf. I feel like it can be done at this level, but the luck isn't just happening. Maybe we'd have more luck versus Blaine at this level. Nope, not really. Thanks to Belly Drum and Fire Blast, we've got a 10th of our HP left after 2 turns, and though we take Growlithe out with Return, Ponyta very quickly beats us with Fire Blast. I guess we have another go around the region to see if we can get any joy at a higher level. At level 72, we go down to Venusaur again after Sleep Powder hits yet again. Has he got a scope lens on that thing or something? At level 73, we finally get a result versus Rod. Pidgeot goes down to Brick Break after landing a wing attack. We're slowly getting better at tanking that move. Alakazam throws up Reflect and we Belly Drum before it goes to Future Sight, and then we smash it down with Return. Gyarados goes down to Return. I use Brick Break on Growlithe to get rid of the Reflect before Venusaur lands Sleep Powder and Razor Leaf again. Thankfully, Punch Bag wakes up the turn after and knocks it out with Return. Oh, thanks a lot, Arceus. Giovanni is next, and it probably won't be a Brick Break sweep like last time thanks to his poison types. That said, it's not a smooth fight, but still easier than either our last rival fight or Blaine, as Nidorino goes down to Return and then Nidoqueen comes out, managing to survive the same move before hitting Body Slam. A second Return takes it out, but Punch Bag ends up poisoned. Kangaskhan lands Fake Out before we take it out with Brick Break, and once again, that same move comes out and crashes into Rhyhorn, giving us the win. Well, we've managed to avoid the need to beat Blaine right at this moment, but we've arguably got a tougher challenge in Sabrina. but I guess we'll go see how we stack up. She might not be that bad, unless she hits us with a stab psychic attack, and then that could be very bad indeed. Our stats at level 74, you might see the problem we could have the rest of the game. 55 in special defence here is very bad indeed. I wonder how we'll do versus Sabrina. I said at the start this will probably be one of the hardest fights. We outspeed Kadabra and one hit it with return. We outspeed Mr. Mime and one hit it with return. Alakazam comes out 31 levels lower than us and one hits us from full health with Psychic. I'm not going to repeat the word that came to mind at that instant because this is a family production. Let's go try Blaine again. I might give Bellydrum a miss this time and see what happens. We do take down his first 3 Pokemon, but our case isn't helped by Ponyta landing a crit Fire Blast, which cuts badly into our health. At the last, Arcanine takes us down with Takedown, and we lose again. At level 75, I try Sabrina again, and oh my word, like last time, Kadabra and Mr. Mime we outspeed and one hit with return. Then Alakazam comes out, outspeeds us and hits Psychic. We survive on 2 HP and then lamp it with return to knock it out. If Venomoth outspeeds, I'm doomed. Yeah, it doesn't do that and return takes it out. I don't know if it was a damage range or I physically could not have done that at a lower level, but I don't care. We get the badge and move on. Let's try Blaine again until we win then, I guess. This almost went well. Growlithe went down to a single Brick Break, and at this level, we finally outspeed Ponyta and take it out with Brick Break. Rapidash then misses Fire Blast, and we take it out with Rock Slide. So far, so good. And then Arcanine lands a crit Fire Blast, and one hits us from full health. Drat. At level 77, we go again. I try a few times, and finally, I get a run where I knock out Growlithe and Ponyta with Brick Break. But whatever we do to Rapidash just fails to take it down. We get hit with a Fire Blast and then it insists on surviving Brick Break and return attacks with him healing it twice before it misses a Fire Blast and then goes down. Last is Arcanine. We're healthy enough to survive a Fire Blast thanks to all the wasted turns versus Rapidash, and we counter with a crit Rock Slide that takes it down. Whew! Giovanni then, let's do this. How hard will this be? I don't know, but I have a feeling I might be better off dropping Bellydrum in favour of Earthquake when I get the TM. That move might be useful. The first Rhyhorn goes down to Brick Break before Dugtrio comes out and outspeeds us. It hits an insipid Earthquake attack that we shrug off quite easily before we take it out with return. Nidoqueen survives return, but we get poisoned off her ability, which even as Giovanni heals her, activates our own ability, which means we now have the power to one-hit both her and the Nidoking afterwards before the second Rhyhorn comes out, and we duly take that down the same way we did versus the first one with Brick Break. 8 badges down. This next major fight is going to be bad, I can tell. We had enough problems with the rival at Sylph. Let's see how we do with him on Route 22. We quickly learn I can't use the same tactic as I did at Sylph with Bellydrum against his Alakazam because it now knows Psychic and will murder us. Second attempt, I screw up. I took down Pidgeot with Brick Break, Alakazam with Return after it went for Future Sight, and Growlithe with Rock Slide. When Rhyhorn came out, I went for Bellydrum and figured I'd be good to power up on it. I forgot about the Future Sight and it duly took Punchbag out with extreme prejudice. Oh dear. I make a third try at level 81. This one gets doomed to fail when Pidgeot uses Feather Dance. I try to mitigate it with Bellydrum, but it lands a crit wing attack and the move fails, but we do eventually get to Rhyhorn before going down. I get to level 82 and make the choice to go get the Quick Claw from the Safari Zone before I try again. This might be our best option of success if I'm honest. We're probably going to be slower than a lot of our rivals' Pokemon even if we hit level 100, and so this might be an equaliser. We managed to make it to Venusaur, but our Quick Claw never triggers, and thanks to Bellydrum and Future Sight, we're weak enough to get taken out by Razor Leaf. I eventually get a run where my fortune holds. My Quick Claw triggers versus Pidgeot, meaning we can take it out unscathed. Alakazam goes for Calm Mind rather than Future Sight or Psychic, meaning we come out of that fight unscathed. Growlithe goes down, and versus Rhyhorn I Bellydrum, taking both it and Gyarados out very quickly. When Venusaur comes out, my Quick Claw doesn't trigger, but it goes for growth, and we duly one-hit it with return. Phew! How horrible is the next fight versus him going to be? After fighting through Victory Road, we make it to the Pokemon League, and these are our stats. Attack and HP are pretty good. Everything else is in double rather than triple figures. Our speed isn't quite as bad as I thought it might be, but I'm definitely still worried about taking special attacks. Let's see how we do. Comments on whether or not you think this is something I'm capable of doing at level 84. Lorelei is first, and I'm going to make a try to see how we stack up. I'm worried about her Slowbro and her Jinx. The other three shouldn't be too bad. First attempt is a loss, and it's predicted, as I go down to Slowbro after it puts Punchbag to sleep with Yawn. We can't hit it hard enough. Never fear, I have a plan for round 2. Second attempt is a loss after I Belly Drum versus Dugong, before taking it out with Brick Break, critical hitting Slowbro with return, and then Brick Breaking Cloyster. Jinx outspeeds and lands a lovely kiss though, and then proceeds to Ice Punch away until Punchbag goes down. And the irony isn't lost on me at all, I'll point out. I'll grind then. I make another try at level 87. Grinding has become torturous at this point. Mind you, I needed to probably do it. I'm worried my return was getting weaker, thanks to the repeated knockouts from the rival and Lorelei, plus a few belligerent trainers in Victory Road, and nothing like a few hundred battles against opponents a quarter of your level to increase the love. First fight back against Lorelei, and she fakes me out, actually choosing to attack with Surf and Ice Beam this time, rather than using Hail and or Safeguard. Punchbag goes down quickly after using Belly Drum. Let's try that again. This next time, Dugong doesn't attack. It goes for Safeguard and Hail, and we use Belly Drum and Brick Break. The leftovers healing and the Hail cancel each other out damage-wise, so that's not too bad. Slowbro goes down to return. Cloyster goes down to Brick Break. Jinx lands Ice Punch, which does big damage, but we take it out with return. And finally is Lapras, and we're weak. It's the question on my lips as to whether or not I can outspeed it. Punchbag can, and Julie takes it down with one Brick Break. Bruno shouldn't be a problem. That'll be the famous last words, won't it? Both of his Onyx go down to Brick Break, though the second one is fast enough to outspeed and land Earthquake. When Hitmonchan comes out, I'm very surprised we outspeed it and land return before it hits a brutal counter attack and then takes Punchbag out with Sky Uppercut. Okay, that didn't go to plan. I decided to teach Punchbag Bulk Up ahead of Belly Drum to give me a bit more resistance to physical moves and to boost my stats. This might not be the worst idea ever. I try again at level 88. This time I beat Bruno. I get tagged with a Rock Tomb at the start, which drops our speed, and somehow I can't seem to be bothered as I bulk up a bunch of times and then go on a spree, with both the first and the second Rock Gyarados going down to Brick Break attacks. I get smashed with a bunch of Earthquakes but shrug them off easily. Hitmonchan tries for counter again and fails miserably as we knock it out with return, before Hitmonlee lands a Brick Break and we shrug it off before taking it out with return. Machamp tries to ape our strategy with Bulk Up, but we take it down with a single return attack. It was to no avail. Agatha is next, and this is the one that I'm kinda dreading. The only move we have that can hurt her ghosts is Rock Slide, so I best Bulk Up. This is pretty dangerous. Mind you, at least ghost moves are physical in this game. I'm worried about Dream Eater though. I don't actually do bad against her for a loss. Gengar number 1 screws around with Double Team as I get a few Bulk Ups in before I hit it with the second Rock Slide. Golbat does land Air Cutter, but we shrug it off. Haunter is the issue though, as it outspeeds and uses Hypnosis, Curse and Dream Eater to inflict huge damage on us before we take it out, and then despite that heroic effort, we go down to Curse damage versus the second Gengar. I make another try a level higher, and this time I feel like I've walked into a bank and made a withdrawal via shotgun with how this turns out. I get some Bulk Ups off versus Gengar number 1 before it lands Toxic. Despite it double teaming, I managed to hit it with Rock Slide and knock it out. Poison isn't too bad here, the damage aside, because it boosts our attack and we can't be put to sleep. Golbat confuses, but we put it down with return. Haunter goes for Mean Look, we shake off confusion and knock it out with Rock Slide. Gengar number 2 goes for Sludge Bomb, physical damage in this gen which we resist and knock it out with Rock Slide. Before Arbok goes for the same move, we survive on red health and knock it out with a return. That was ridiculously fortunate, let's move on. Versus Lance, I'm not sure how to take what will happen here. This could go either way. Versus Gyarados, I use a bunch of bulk up attacks. It mainly only attacks in return with twister attacks. Dragon moves were all special in this gen, so taking a weak, non-stab special attack from a Pokemon that is very much not a special attacker, yeah, I deem that an acceptable risk. I'd be more worried if it kept using Dragon Rage. We'd take it out with return. Aerodactyl lands a wing attack which we tank quite well and then knock it out with Brick Break. Dragonite goes for Safeguard and we knock it out with Rock Slide before we take out both the first Dragonair and the second Dragonair with a return each. That was very much a pleasantly smooth fight. This last one then, Rod. I wonder if we'll have to be level 100 to take him out. I've got 7 rare candies, so worst case scenario, I might have to grind up to max and hope for the best. Let's see how this goes. We have a strategic battle versus Pidgeot where I get hit with Feather Dance and 2 sand attacks, as well as a flurry of aerial aces, and I go for 4 bulk ups and knock it out with a single Rock Slide. Next round, Alakazam comes out and immediately one hits us with Psychic, so that didn't really go to plan. Okay, let's fight our way back through. I get to level 93 while fighting back through, and I never get past Staggerfur, so I decide to go for broke and use my rare candies to max out my level. This might be the only way we can do it, and even then, it's not a guarantee. At least our speed and defence finally hit triple figures. I guess we go for broke. No backing down. No second chances. Me and my punch bag are going to do this. I'm not kidding with this. I make like 30 attempts and none of them go well. About the first we get is Arcanine, his 5th Pokemon, and by the time that we do, we're so weak that it can easily take us out with Flamethrower. Sometimes we go down to Pidgeot, who wrecks our accuracy with Sand Attack or our attack with Feather Dance. Often, we get to Alakazam in a decent condition, powered up and with good health, and it then one hits us with Psychic. If it doesn't use Psychic when I don't power up, it'll go for Reflect and we won't be able to one hit it. If I try to power up on the Rhydon, that Earthquake hurts, even with our defense boost. Gyarados can seriously hurt us with Hydro Pump. Even though, as previously stated, it isn't a special attacker, where that weak that a pretty potent water attack can still mess us up. As more and more attempts go by, doubt starts to creep into my mind over whether this can be done. Thankfully, there is one more avenue that I can go down. I didn't want to resort to this, but I might have to. I'll give Double Team a try. Then again, I'll have to do that versus Rhydon probably, because Pidgeot has Aerial Ace and powering up on Alakazam is probably suicidal. So, try to knock out Pidgeot and Alakazam. That's my initial plan anyway. I start bulking up to survive Aerial Ace and then get double teams off. It won't help me versus Pidgeot, but after so many, we can survive Aerial Ace relatively unscathed. When Alakazam misses, it's not too bad. We can take it out, and if we don't get hit, we've got a chance, especially as we take Rhydon out with Brick Break, and when Gyarados comes out, it goes down to a return. Arcanine does hit a Flamethrower, but Punch Bag shakes it off and knocks it out before Venusaur comes out and goes for Growth. Return lands and Venusaur goes down, and I've finally beaten this. I enter the Hall of Fame, more than a little surprised by just how awful this one actually was. So in summary, you can do this, but there's a pretty big asterisk next to it of you need to be pretty spawny when it comes to the tactics. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. This was interesting. Some parts of it were pretty smooth. Some were absolutely horrific. Thanks for joining me for another Pokemon challenge. Next week could be interesting as I do my first challenge in the 3DS gen of Pokemon and see if I can beat Pokemon Y with a single Litleo. That one could be interesting, so we'll have to see how it goes. If you have enjoyed what you've seen here, then please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. That way you get yourself a nice little update as to what I'm doing. Until that next time, this has been Once a Future Gamer. This has been Pokemon Fire Red with a single Makuhita. Once again, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for spending time in my world. If you have got any sort of suggestions for challenges, you've got the challenge request section of my Discord down below. There's a link in the description. There's the comments section. If you look down below as well, there's a link to my Twitter, so you can check that out as well. Always happy to hear what people have got to say. Like I say, speak up, folks, and I'll reply. I think it's a crime if I didn't. So, once again, Once a Future Gamer, I'm rambling. Take care now. Have a great day. Bye-bye.